BlackBusters.
What's cracking, family? We are back, and it's Christmas time. The favorite part of the year for me, man. That's why I got the Christmas. This is like a what? It's not even like a red. It's like a not even the burger. It's like a burnt something, right?
Like a Yule red.
Yeah,
it's giving ornament.
Yeah, it's giving what?
It's giving ornament.
Oh, okay. I guess that's I hope that's a good thing. Put me on the
like
tree.
Santa's bodyguard right now.
Hilarious. Before y'all hear people talking, and then let me introduce the people, the very important people in my world today. I'm your host, Big Jai, along with my co-host,
Mistletoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I see what you did there.
Figure that out.
I see what you did there. That's a good one. That's a good
Mistletoe.
one. That's a really good one.
La.
Yes. Every episode he's tone, but he's something tone.
A new
He's
tone.
something else.
I'm Mistletoe.
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 That's a bar. And welcome back, brother.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you to be here.
Happy to be here.
Man, I missed you, brother.
Yeah.
Man, my boy Ken Edwin held it down for sure. We had a great time.
Big props to Ken Tone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Ken Tone.
Big props to Ken Tone. Held it down.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, bro.
Yes,
Appreciate
he did, man. Big shoes to fill, man.
Ah, man.
I think he did the best he could do.
You know, it was difficult for a couple of reasons. I love all those movies, right? Like, you know, I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
But then, like, you know, seeing Ken host is almost like you see your ex out with some, you know, with her new dude,
With
and you
somebody
and you happy for her. You like
y'all laughing and agreeing on shit.
She look happy.
Yeah.
She look happy to you.
But she look better with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So welcome back.
Yes, welcome back, bro.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you to be here.
Thank you. I'm very
Yes.
treasure this
For the rest of my life. For the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And before I get even further into this conversation, I gotta introduce a very, very special guest. Yes, man. Look at her smile. Hey, man. I love your smile. Do. All right.
That's a good tone.
Welcome, Sister Amber Monique.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate the bass.
You were, yes, welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it's the movie that we watching is about pressing somebody else's girl. So
Man.
I'm just trying to get in character.
Oh, you in character. Yeah. Hey.
I mean, you do look like the actor that, what's his name, that was on Loretta.
Ooh.
Was it
what was his name? His name was hold on.
what's
Right
his
here.
name
It's
in the
here.
movie?
Yeah, it's Saul.
Saul.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Here's the thing.
You know, driving the shuttle.
You're driving the shuttle throughout the city. You were here for one. I'm interested in hearing your takes on these things on this film, and I feel like I needed a person that can do this a special someone in this movie justice. Mm-hmm. And when I thought of her, and I thought of you after, and I was like, let me see if she's available to come up here and do the show.
Thank you.
And it's Christmas time, and it was Christmas time in this movie. Yep. We're doing all Christmas movies this month. Okay. And we are doing The Preacher's Wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, now here's the thing. We did a sketch not too long ago where I had you singing a song from Whitney Houston.
A Whitney Houston song. He did.
And here's the thing.
Right.
Okay.
A little something, right? Now, a lot of times you grow up, people say, there's singers and then there's Whitney Houston. Mm-hmm. You know, which is true. You know what I'm saying? So I would have never asked you to do it if I didn't think you could. Yeah. You know, I heard you sing before a few different times. Not even around me, but like on your page. And I was like, let me see if she's down to sing this song for this sketch. And I asked her, I said, do you think you can sing You Give Good Love? She just started singing over the phone.
Just killed it.
Clowning.
Yeah.
I said, okay, never mind. I'll see you there. I'll see you next week. So here's the thing. There is Whitney Houston and there's singers. Mm-hmm. But I looked at the comments of our sketch. Mm-hmm. Folks was like, damn.
She could blow.
So the comments let you.
I haven't seen them yet.
The comments let me know that, okay, I know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. You know, I wouldn't just grab somebody who just couldn't do nothing.
Plus, she looked like she can sing.
Yeah.
You know, like how like certain people have that, you know.
It's some part somewhere in this the structure, the posture.
Did you grow up in the church?
No.
You didn't grow up in the church? Mm. So, like, how does one know that they can sing?
I don't think that there is I don't know. Honestly, I
Like-
don't think you know. My mom was a dancer. Shout out
Okay.
to my mom.
Mhm,
She was in the Wiz, so she was
Okay.
a ballerina. So in the arts, and she just gave us the floor to perform music. The Preacher's Wife was actually on repeat. All the songs I used to sing from
I
Whitney.
struck gold with that one because I'm
Yeah.
thinking to myself, it's such a. I'm sorry, continue.
What?
I want you to finish your statement.
Oh,
before I go in.
was Whitney.
Mhm.
And so she just gave us the floor to we just had shows. You put the music on. I'm coming out the closets with microphones, making sure my music is right. It was just fun. But then it
Mhm.
just so happened that I sound kind of good.
Like you hear yourself. Like that's how you know. Is that how you know? Like I sing all the time,
Of course.
but I'm not good at all. You actually have a lovely voice.
I've
heard you sing before. Yeah,
it's different. I
Yeah.
don't know about that, man.
On all the skits,
I
yeah.
can hold a note.
No.
I feel like I have a choir voice. Like my brother, he's the singer in the family. My
Uh-huh.
brother actually can blow. Pause. Like he can really sing.
Right.
So, guitar, harmonica, drums, piano, and he can sing.
Yeah.
I wish I had that. I think I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I don't have that. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you sing before the show's over. Before the episode's over, I need to. If you
figured.
will.
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
I auditioned for the Wiz in college, and the feedback from the audition was, "I think he's tone deaf."
Oh no!
That's how bad.
Damn.
That's how bad it was.
Damn.
That's how bad it was.
Yikes.
You could have been the lion.
Yeah,
I mean,
the lion had that baritone
yeah.
though.
They offered me a part, but it was like a non-singing part. Like, you know, like the parts in the musical where it'd be like, all right, like time to make an announcement.
Welcome.
Yeah.
The color is
I was that
red. You
guy.
was the Wiz.
I feel
They
like
wanted you to be
my
the Wiz
talent-
voice.
So you didn't grow up in the church, but
Mm-mm.
you grew up basically on stage. I've seen videos of her as a little girl just performing. Stage means anything where you perform at.
Mhm.
Living room. She showed me a video the other day of her sister combing her hair. And she was like a little ass girl. She probably was this big. And then she was like, "Ow, you combing too high."
I did.
You was
Uh-huh.
10
It was
minutes.
just a character. No, my sister just didn't know
She's
how to
rough.
comb hair.
Mhm.
I get it.
She's
Right.
only
I
2
get
years
it.
older than me, so you gotta, we
That's
too close,
crazy.
and you combing my hair like
Mhm.
no.
So yeah, but you've been performing. I've seen the videos of you on
Mhm.
stage, like
Yeah.
dancing at like a recital or like a play.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so if it's not church, it's gonna be play.
Somebody's
And
performing
then-
arts center.
And if you see
Play,
her,
stage,
School,
movie, TV.
you know how when you grow up, like preschool, they have like the little, I don't know, the performances where you get ready to graduate and
Yeah.
all the kids get to do something. I was always the one in the front with the microphone.
yeah.
So this
So-
movie, and it's like, I don't know,
Uh-huh.
it kind of
Mhm.
just, as
I
a
just
kid,
assumed because you can
spoke to
sing
me.
your ass off that. I said, let me ask her if she's seen the movie,
Mhm.
and she was like, "Josh, that's one of my favorite movies." I said,
seen it
1,000
times.
Bam.
"Perfect." So we gonna get into it, man. The Preacher's Wife. We're gonna start it. Written by Robert Nathan, Robert E. Sherwood, Leonardo Bercovici. It's Italian. Directed by Penny Marshall.
Penny Marshall.
It's about an angel comes to earth to help a preacher save his church and his family. And the angel is played by no other than Denzel Washington.
Yeah, Dudley.
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 Denzel Washington is the well, you can't say he's one of the stars.
Yeah.
It's Dudley. Denzel Washington plays Dudley, the angel coming from heaven. Also, Julia Biggs is Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
R.I.P.
Excuse me. Rest in peace. Gregory Hines, rest in peace. Courtney B. Vance. Jennifer Lewis.
Mhm.
Loretta Devine. Lionel Richie. Paul Bates as Saul.
Yeah.
Saul Jeffries.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie had hitters in there, man. Big hitters in the film. Terrell Hicks is in the movie
Yeah.
as a teenager.
Little bit part.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so
Before she got to
Little-
messing with DMX.
you got to messing with Tommy Buns, man. Messing with Tommy.
Yeah.
The lawyer or what was her name? Because
Yes.
she was also in Coming to America.
Lisa McDowell.
Lisa
Yeah.
McDowell. But
yeah.
they both were in there as well.
Excuse me. Yes. She was in the film too as the lawyer. I forget her name in the film, but she was the lawyer. She was a lawyer for Billy. She was Billy's lawyer.
Mhm.
Billy, who the young man that got wrongfully accused of
Stealing.
shoplifting and vandalism. Which was crazy to me. Like I feel like he should have been got off.
I feel like he kind of froze up. As somebody with a past, he was really staying at the scene of the crime for a little bit too long.
He was.
That's
Billy
a nitpick.
said.
That's a nitpick.
Yeah.
But like they was busting. He wasn't
About
running.
to die.
He was not.
The car drives away. The guys doing the crime got away. And
Yeah.
you stayed.
Yeah.
Well, he stayed because he was innocent. I get it, but
True.
still,
That's
you
what he
like,
thought.
bro.
True.
You from the hood, bro, and you
Run.
used to be in trouble. So
Run.
why don't you just get up out of there?
Yeah.
Or walk fast. You don't even got to run. Because you running is almost like you're guilty.
Mhm.
I'm walking fast.
Yeah.
But nah, he was way too.
That was a nitpick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nitpick, and I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
So, Courtney B. Vance plays Reverend Henry Biggs. He's the pastor of a church. I don't even know what city this is in. It reminds me of Chicago.
Was it? Yeah.
It could not be,
I
but
don't
it
think it was
might.
Chicago.
Huh?
I don't think it was in Chicago.
It might not be.
Was it
but-
Detroit?
Was it
I don't-
Atlanta?
I don't.
It's not the South.
It's not the South. No. Too much. Not saying that there's no snow in the South, but it
Yeah.
was no accents. No. It was a city.
Black people USA.
Black people USA.
Yeah.
But it felt like shit. If not Chicago, it could feel like a Detroit,
Mhm.
Chicago,
Mhm.
a Cleveland. But no. I think somebody in the movie said something about Cleveland. Like they lived in Cleveland or they were going to go visit Cleveland. They was in New
In
Jersey.
It
Jersey?
was Jersey?
Newark, New Jersey.
Where Whitney's from.
And that makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
We can't. Look, her mama was in the movie too. We can't
Yeah.
not put Sissy in there.
Sissy was in the choir.
Sissy Houston was in the choir. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was.
That's right.
She
that's
was the
right.
one like, don't change things.
Keep it the same.
She was the
And
one,
she had to
don't change nothing.
She was at home.
Speaking
It's
of
because
mamas,
she looked so young.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
why it was like I think like most people are used to seeing Sissy as the true matriarch, like being a little bit older in the face,
Mhm.
a little bit more aged, and in this one, she didn't look to be that far off from Whitney in terms of age. She looked
Yeah.
so young; it's easy to forget that that's Sissy.
Sissy Houston. So yeah, speaking of mothers, Jennifer Lewis, Jennifer Lewis plays Whitney Houston's mom,
Mm-hmm.
and she felt like the mom.
Mm.
Yeah.
She is a perfect mom.
This is when Jennifer Lewis starts to really perfect that character,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, I think that's when maybe she even stops acting and she just starts being herself.
Being herself.
Like, she just
She got
literally
comfortable. I can just do me.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do me. Like, I'm like all the character work and all of that. Like, I'm done. This is just Jennifer Lewis. Whose mama am I playing? Right?
Whitney Houston.
She's
You playing Whitney Houston's
Right.
mama
So you
and the
gotta
preacher's
have-
wife, and
Yeah.
this is crazy to me because as I was watching this film, of course, as a young boy, I didn't care.
Mhm.
As I was watching this film, I'm like, Jennifer Lewis plays Whitney Houston's mom, but she ain't even that old, but she looks the same as she does now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, woman has the age. She looks amazing still, but Whitney Houston is 6 years younger than Jennifer Lewis in real life.
Yeah. Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lewis, Whitney Houston would be 60 years old right now. Rest in peace. Jennifer Lewis is 66.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's because Jennifer Lewis has that
She has
old soul.
Yeah.
You know, just her mannerisms, the way she talks,
Her voice.
her
Yeah.
voice. She just always projects as somebody's.
I would think that, I'm saying, yeah. She projects it. She's an auntie. She's a
Mhm.
mom. She's,
Yeah.
It's her wisdom for me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She always, even now, it's like she be speaking the truth.
Yeah, she keeps it
And
100.
she's going to
They too-
inspire
you're right,
somebody
Keeps it 100.
to enjoy
Yeah.
and live life. And I think that's something that has stood with her throughout the years in her acting and just her as a
Yeah.
Mhm.
star.
Because I'm like 66 years old and 60.
Mm.
And Courtney B. Vance is 65.
He still looked the same too. He
Yeah.
looked good.
Courtney's
Age.
aged well.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
aged well. No vices.
No, well, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Right.
he's married.
Angela.
He's married to
Angela.
Angela. So
Yeah,
whatever.
so whatever they drinking the same gummy
Yeah,
beer
the same
juice.
beet juice.
Yeah. That's that gummy
That's
beer
a
juice.
good vice to
Come on,
have.
Courtey, come get your vitamins.
Uh-huh.
Right?
That
he's
family-
She's vegan.
Yeah, he's
Is
on his
she?
multivitamin.
Angela Bassett, yeah, she's vegan. So
Damn.
that's what he getting
Yeah.
that good eating.
That's what's up.
And Courtney plays a good square.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
you know, Henry is boring like preachers are,
Mhm.
right? Like good-hearted, obviously,
Yes.
Mhm.
good person, but just don't never get it out of third gear.
Right.
Don't hardly ever
Never-
get it into third gear. Like his highs are not bombastically high. His lows are he just milk toast. Just, you know.
I think he did start getting lows though. like in the film, like once he started kind of going, what was Gregory's name?
Gregory's name was
Joe Hamilton.
Joe. Yep. Once Joe started kind of getting in his ear and he started losing faith, I feel like that's when you can see his character take like a decline, and then
you start to get more out of him. Yeah,
you see the transition of Dudley trying to weasel on in there.
As a kid, I didn't even understand what was going on, bro. As a kid, I haven't seen this movie since I was a little boy. Yeah, right. This wasn't a movie for me as a kid. All I know was Whitney Houston, who I loved as a kid, and Denzel Washington, who was the man you watched. So even though I enjoyed the movie, but just like Bodyguard at the time, I didn't really care. I watched it, Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston, but it wasn't something like, it's not in my tape deck every week, every month, or every year. But I rewatched it and I enjoyed it. Denzel did his thing. I like to see Denzel play. And if you to see Denzel really do different characters, you kind of got to go to his earlier work. Yeah, where he was still
doing different stuff.
He was still him, but he wasn't as suave. As he is in the 90s, in the late 90s, you know what I'm saying, 2000s, and he was. I like to see him. He was like innocent. He was kind of like kind of silly almost. Not silly, kind of like inexperienced.
This is my hot take.
Okay.
Like every now and then on the internet, like you'll see somebody that posts a video of them like at their new job, and it'd be like, the caption be like, I lied on my resume, like I don't really know what I'm doing. That's Dudley to me in this movie. He is the most ill-trained, ill-equipped, dysfunctional angel I've ever seen in a movie.
Okay.
The first hour and a half of the movie, he basically does nothing. Like, he accomplishes nothing besides macking on this man's wife. He arrives in the world, immediately takes a lunch break. Right? Like,
he hungry. You gotta eat when you come.
The first couple of scenes is him eating, talking like ish about the people that he about to work for.
Yeah.
He get put out of the pizza joint. Like, they're like, the man show him a picture. This is who I'm with. The next version is him eating at the cart. Like, he doesn't get to angeling, like doing some real angel work into the very end of the movie.
I agree. Where he finally was okay. Enough is enough. Once Henry Biggs kicked him out the house and basically fired him, that's when he started doing the job.
Yeah,
almost like you getting too comfortable, bro.
Right.
I think he halfway did it though.
Halfway did his job. What?
Halfway did his job because he was still in his ear. You know what I'm saying? Just he was more trying on Whitney than he was with the whole. Well, I wouldn't say that. I feel like it's portrayed as if he's not doing his job, but in actuality, what he did made the two of them come together. Like you said earlier,
I think if you see, end, he started losing himself. I agree with you, because at first he was dealing with he was on Henry's head.
Yeah,
he was just chilling with him all the time, and and Henry was rejecting him all. You can't come in here. You can't do this. You can't do that. So he started dealing with the wife. He started approaching it from the wife's point of view, or no, not the point of view, but the wife's angle. And trying to see if there's a way he can get them together through her.
And see, the thing is that like when you say that makes sense, but nothing Dudley does until the very end seems deliberate. Like, he don't seem like there's a plan. So when you talk about like how he started like, working with the wife, and then first he was working with Henry, but it didn't really seem like he knew what he was doing. Like, I'm here, like he had no playbook of what he was just kind of freestyling, right? Which is what some person who isn't properly trained does. They just kind of try stuff. So the question that I would ask y'all is that, was Dudley good at his job? Right? Like, ultimately it worked out, but like, was he a good employee?
I mean, what was he supposed to do though? You get what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't have a playbook, right? But as a young girl watching it and then watching it as an adult, it's more so, okay, as a kid, you're like, oh, you don't even realize he's an angel, right? Because he's not glowing. It's just a person that's in gray, like, feeding into the pastor, pouring in, positive energy and advice and stuff. But then towards the end, I feel like with Joe's character, well, Gregory, aka Joe, he made sure that he touched a bunch of people instead of just focusing on the main two characters, because the evolution of him being a antagonist and then a protagonist, because at the end Gregory was like, hey, everybody clap, like what's going on. So I think that he was able to touch where he needed to, even though he probably wasn't properly trained. I think he just kind of just, like you say, fell into it and then found his way.
And this, I agree, this movie was what, 2 hours long?
Yeah.
It's a long ass movie.
Long movie.
For that movie to be that long, I think they didn't spend enough time with character development. Him as an angel, I wanted to know where he was from.
Yeah.
I mean, not just obviously he's from heaven, but like
his life prior.
Yeah. His life prior. I kind of feel like that story he was having with Jeremiah, the son. The son was what, 5 probably?
Right.
5, 6.
Right.
And he was like, my mother, or he said, my mother lost somebody too. I'm thinking he's talking about himself. That was going too soon. And like, did he pass away? How did he pass? And was this his first mission? If this was his first mission, just stall him out.
He did a good job.
Well, that's what it kind of sounds like. Like when he arrives in the snow, he's like, I can't believe it.
I'm back.
You know what I mean? Like normally people wait for a job like this. I can't believe I got it. I think the line is like, I can't believe I got assigned. Like, like he wasn't expecting
to get assigned a job
to
do.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he gets the gig, but like he definitely does not come across as a seasoned angel.
Right.
Because we spent a good portion of the movie with him like figuring it out, but almost like experiencing life. Like
for the second
time, like it was cut short because he was young too.
Right.
So it's kind of maybe his life got cut short.
That's why I thought the food thing was interesting. That like he wanted food, He wanted flavor.
It was a hot dog, wasn't it?
It was on pizza. Remember he put 2 slices of pizza
and then folded
on top of each other. Yeah.
Like he wanted life. Like he wasn't, even though he was there to do a job, he was like half-assing it. Like half-ass doing the job, and then the other half was like enjoying life, which I think made him susceptible to starting to feel the preacher's
That's
wife.
Crazy when angel comes down from heaven to help a couple rebuild their relationship, and you end up falling in love with the wife.
I think they fell in love with each other.
No.
Yeah,
for sure. Oh,
you
for
know
sure.
what I'm saying?
But it was. Yeah. I'm just talking about from his point of view. He fell in love with her, but she for sure was. She had to force herself. Even the mom's was like,
we love him.
She was like, no, but there was a time she was like, oh no. Nuh-uh.
Afterwards when
like,
Whitney started, but she at first she was Dudley, and then it was like,
well, she was just impressed with the young man, how he looked, how he carried himself, but she wasn't trying to push her daughter on him. Not at all.
But I'm saying she still gave him a lot of praise though, to where it kind of seemed like, well, you kind of like him, and then she was like,
as soon as she picked up
get
on
your
it,
shit together,
she was like, as soon as
tighten up.
When they, I forget where they came back
from Jazzy's.
Yeah, well, no. When they came back from Jazzy's, Henry was sitting there.
I think that was skating. It was ice skating.
They came back from ice
skating. Yep. But but he left. Her husband left, and they went skating. He told them to go.
No, right. The husband told them to go to Jazzy's. I mean,
no, he told them to go skating, not the Jazzy's.
No, remember it.
The husband was running late.
He was trying to get there. He was like, no, he didn't know that.
He didn't know that
he was like,
that Dudley was there.
Went skating with you guys? She was like, yeah, we were waiting for you, but he took us instead. He was like,
so where was it where he told them to go then?
It was to take her out.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
He didn't know. He didn't
know
where.
They was going to Jazzy's.
Hey, to my spot.
Tell her I have to go to the hospital.
Yep.
And see a patient or see one of the members of the church. And he ended up like feeding the homeless too that same night. Yeah. And then so Dudley took her. Dudley doesn't know. He takes her to wherever she's comfortable going. Oh, let's go to Jazzy's. I haven't been here in years.
Yeah.
He takes her to Jazzy's and she relives so much. She remembers.
Was she foul for that? For suggesting they go to Jazzy's?
Here's the thing. She was upset probably. A little frustrated with him. So yeah, take me to the Jazzy's because that's where they were going to go probably regardless.
I don't think so because I agree with Ja. I feel like one, you're going to go where you're comfortable. But at the same time, it was so much pressure put on her with everything that was going on with the church. And he wasn't providing what she needed as her husband outside of the church and being a pastor that she probably was like, I just want to feel normal, which I think was so great about the writing and the direction of this movie was that it allowed people that are heavily involved in the church who feel as though singing music that's just not of God makes them less of a Christian, but in
Yeah.
actuality, everybody's still human. You can sing regular music and still love God. And I think that was her freedom of like everything else that was going on.
I agree with that. I just think it's interesting for everything that you said, for a preacher's wife to choose to go to Jazzy's, right?
Yeah.
And you could tell by the way Henry responded, that was like, y'all went to Jazzy's? Like, that was like, it's almost kind of like y'all could have gone to Coco's. Y'all could have gone to Marie Calendar. You know what I mean? Like, you took my wife to Jazzy's.
I took her to where she wanted to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that she wanted to go there with this dashing young man, like, I don't know. Like,
that's when things started to change for him. That's when he realized once his wife, he found out his wife took this man to take her to Jazzy's, he was like, oh, I forgot this dude is handsome. I forgot this dude is debonair, single.
But he was doing his job though.
Yeah.
And she was, and I remember Jazzy's is our special place.
That's where we went.
She took him there. Is she trying to put the moves on him? Is he, because
the lights were dim in Jazzy's now.
And so
it's very romantic.
She probably would have asked her husband to take me there. But since he wasn't gonna go, she's like, I'm gonna go there anyhow. In spite her husband, I'm taking him there. Me and him are gonna go to Jazzy's. And he was like, but if you remember, she kept talking about her husband. Yeah. The whole time while she was at Jazzy's, she was like, that's where he proposed to me. Yeah. That's blah, blah, blah. So he kept bringing her. It wasn't like she was trying to forget about him.
Yeah. But so she wasn't foul.
She wasn't foul.
I think she just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
And
she that's where she did.
She wanted to have fun, but it's like take me. I don't think it was really in a negative light. I think it was like, I like this place. This is where I have memories with my husband. Whatever we're going through right now in our transitional period, I can't have that with my husband. He told you to take me. He didn't say don't take her here. He said take her out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she picked a place, I feel, that honestly kept him a part of what it was. She never, like he said, never forgot about him.
Yeah. Yeah. And when she came down the stairs in that black dress, that's when Dudley was like, oh, damn. Yeah. It was like, take the food in. He was like, forgot his whole assignment. I think even the angel, when Whitney Houston come down the stairs with her hair did up and her with them earrings, come on, that's Whitney. He forgot his mission for a quick asking her to dance and grooving with her, this and getting a little jealous when Briscoe came over, when Lionel Richie came over. Yeah. And was talking to her, he got a little defensive, kind of protective over. I'm like, hold on, man, that's not your lady, bro. Yeah. Almost. That is Lionel, though. It's Lionel Richie. You know what I'm saying? So it was this. I feel like he was doing his job until he was kind of forced to spend so much time with her, and that's when you know what I'm saying.
Which brings up question number 2 for me. I remember, like, when I was younger, there was this debate that like young men used to have. About like, my girl can't have no male friends, right? That was like a thing that guys would say, man, like, nah, like when she with me, like she can't have no male like homeboy, and not like an associate, but like my girl can't have no guy that she go to the movies with, right? Or go to lunch with like regularly, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Yeah, because and a lot of that is baked in insecurity for sure, but I also say, to be fair, like a lot of like stable relationships, the girl don't have no male homeboy, right? Like there may be men in the circle of friends, right? But like she don't have someone that she goes to spin class with on a regular basis, or she does coffee with Steve every Friday. Like she doesn't have like a direct like there's no one directly hitting her up and they talking and they laughing and they having a conversation separate from the husband or the boyfriend. Right. So it's almost kind of like Henry forgets that you can't let no man spend an extended amount of time with your woman.
Yes, I agree. Everything you said, I agree with. Right. This one's a little different. It's even to further your point. Deli wasn't her friend. Deli was his assistant. Dudley was not
But
her
he's still
friend.
a guy.
No. Meaning like even more reason. Don't have this man around.
Agreeing,
Don't
like
have
it's
my
a
wife around
stranger.
this man.
This ain't even a friend to say like you gonna have my best interest as a homeboy. It's like it's free game if you spending so much time.
For example, my homegirl passed away 2 years ago. Right, this is my partner from college. We had never slept together. We never kissed. We had never flirted. None of that stuff. Right, I met her through one of my other partners. My homeboy. He grew up with her. And we all ended up going. They ended up going to college together. I meet her through him. Me and her closer than he and her are now.
Yeah.
And then she passed. So I'll go to her funeral, and I've been knowing her dude, Mike. Oh, I also said his name, but yeah, for years. They've been dating for years. You know what I'm saying? So he don't look at me as, or my other partner as like, nah. If he said it, if he felt some type of way, I feel like he would have expressed it. But like me and her was partners to where I'll meet her for lunch. You know what I'm saying? And then, what's up, Mike? Oh, Mike could have been there. I get it, and I agree. Most of the time, that's a very. I think I'm an exception to the rule.
I had to sip my water on that one because I disagree. I think because for
most women do.
For me, it's just it's I get the respect factor, right? There's a line that you can't cross, but I also feel as though that creates balance, because if you go to college, you're not like everybody isn't friends. You're not just with girls and they just with guys. Everybody in college is friends. So I think when you get older, like you said, sometimes it's a possession that happens, and then it's like I'm locked down. Like I can't. Friends is what keeps us together. If we was to get married, like if they wedding, it ain't just all girls and all guys from both parties. Like there's a group of friends, right? Yep. My guy friend has a girl best friend. I have a guy best friend. I don't feel no type of way. Oh, okay, y'all going to eat, that's fine.
I'm different. I agree.
Yeah,
I
say
cool that. I got platonic homegirls who I've never even went there with ever in life, and it's been 20-something years. Now, if other female friends, not just her, rest in peace, but other female friends I've had, if they had an issue with that, I get it. I understand. It might me and my wife. She got a homeboy that she grew up with. I look at pictures of them when they were like 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? He came to our wedding. I know him. It was a small world. He went to college with my closest friend in the world. They were teammates together. So I knew about him even before I met my wife. Right. So it's a small world.
I don't think he was thinking that though.
I think.
But you were saying like I don't think he, like how you said it. His mind was not even.
You talking about Henry Biggs?
Yeah,
Pastor Biggs. I think his mind wasn't. He's so preoccupied with everything.
He was so slipping with
everything.
everything.
But even Dudley is not a friend from the past. He's not a homeboy that she grew up with. You know, I went to college with. So that's even more reason why he shouldn't have been around
stranger
like that.
danger.
Listen,
you could
scoop
in and scoop out.
And handsome stranger danger.
Right.
Like handsome stranger danger.
Well, you can't say that, but I'm gonna say smooth, handsome.
Yeah.
You know,
like all kinds of red flags would have went off immediately. Yeah. Right, like immediately.
If he wasn't so consumed with the church.
Yeah, because even then, there was one thing. There was a scene in the movie where they finally had like a conversation. Henry and Dudley. And Dudley says something like, you're so preoccupied with your work that you are not even being the husband that you're supposed to be or the father you're supposed to be. And I said, oh, shit. Because even at one point, the conversation that Dudley had with Jeremiah when Hakeem first left, that's something your father should be having.
That should have been the dad.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And making him feel better about his friend, him losing his best friend. And he was like, your son lost his best friend and you ain't been there. You ain't had one conversation with them, and it's been weeks.
Yeah, but that was when he was getting fired, right? When
so he finally let him have it. Like, like, bro, I've been trying to help you this whole time, but you've been rejecting my help, which is kind of why he was there. He started spending so much time with Julia, because Henry was just too preoccupied to even listen to what he was trying to give him. You know what I'm saying?
And then it really messed him up too when he was about to be like signing them papers.
Yeah,
because Julia was like, how. There was he didn't.
That's crazy.
They didn't talk about that before he made that decision. So that really made her feel, that she was on the outs. And I think that wrongly, some people, if you're not, I would rather, if you're going to cheat, just physical cheat. I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want that to happen to anybody. It's wrong. I don't want that. But that emotional attachment, like you said, it's like, that's how I feel. Like when Jennifer, what was her mommy's name?
Her mom was Marguerite Coleman.
When she stopped it, I think that's what she was starting to notice, because once that emotional attachment happens, those are hard bonds to break with people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think that it was unintentional, but like they always say, like how you say, if somebody is not giving your significant other on either side what they need, or they're feeling like they're not being seen or heard, the next person that come, anybody that's around, they're gonna be like,
he giving her everything. I mean, he's skating with her.
Dating her. He's dating her.
He's dating her.
Boom.
He's dating her.
Encouraging her to sing and being her biggest cheerleader. Like he's doing everything.
Which for me was more evidence that he did not have a plan.
Nah.
Right? Because if he was on his game, he would have 100% known that what he was doing was inappropriate.
Right.
And wrong. Right?
He ain't know it till he changed the wedding picture.
That's
and
hilarious.
The thunder start rumbling. He's like, all right.
What you doing?
You out here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in love, bro. He was in love.
That's why, like, for me, like, he was bad at his job.
Yeah,
he was bad at his job. It almost kind of felt like I felt bad for this family. Like this was like his like certification test, right? Like like when you're training to do something, and then it'd be like, okay, now this is. Then you have to really put the car together, right? Like we done worked on radiators and we worked on carburetors, and now this is a real car,
right?
That like a real customer brought in here,
right?
If you can fix it, you can have the job, right? This is how it felt like, for him, and he like was dropping the ball all the time.
Do you think he really dropped the ball though? Because like how God works in mysterious ways. So did he really drop the ball, or did he do exactly what he was supposed to do that made them come together? Besides him doing the magic and them falling and stuff.
Yeah.
Because if he had not been paying that much attention to Julia, her husband would have never noticed her still, because there was nothing that would have changed his mind to then focus, but minus it being taken away. I don't know.
I agree. Yes and yes. Yes and no. Or no and yes, or whatever. Or no, yes and no. He was bad at his job, and he got a C+. He passed.
Yeah.
With a C+.
Yeah.
Okay.
A C+.
It worked out. It just happened to work out.
He fell in love with his target, and that wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay.
And so, you're right. Ultimately, God works in mysterious ways. He's not always on time, but he's always. I mean, he's not always. What was it? I'm always there when you call, but I'm always on time. Like it happened when it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But I think Dudley fumbled. He didn't. He fumbled along the way.
This goes back to your earlier point about character development, which a little bit more character development would make Dudley work if at the end of the movie Dudley's a better angel.
Yes,
right.
Show him
show him level up, show him skill, and you're like, he's figured out how to do this the right way. So it makes all the fumbling and everything that he did, like he comes full circle, and now he's ready to do this the right way. Right. Now, like they didn't give us that, or did they?
I think so.
Okay.
So I feel like, okay, so when, people make movies, right? The lighting, the sound, everything changes, so it was most of the movie was gray. If you notice, right? Like it was really solemn. At the end of the movie, when they came out of church and Jeremiah didn't know, Jeremiah was the only one who knew who Dudley was at the end, but nobody else did. I feel like the way he was standing, he did show that he was proud. And even when he walked away, the look back was like, I fumbled.
Okay.
But I definitely, I did accomplish something. So I think that was his way of like, cooler. I can do this. Yeah. Like he had more confidence
and experience
in changing.
As opposed to when he first got there, his eyes were like this all the time.
Wide open, nose wide open.
He had the same confidence that like somebody that like wrote an additional paper to graduate. Like,
Tone ain't giving it to him.
Yeah. Like, like they still on stage dancing, but like, but you ain't, they'd have made a way. Like, yeah, you're right. All's well that ends well.
Yeah.
It happened to work out, but I think Dudley got very lucky, right? Because I think like the trajectory of him and these people is not the fix that we end up getting at the end.
Yeah.
I think like it just kind of works out, and he starts to do some things like by accident, or maybe just to kind of clean up the mess that he's made.
That's what
ultimately everything works out well in the end. But he should not be dancing in the end zone, right? Like, you know,
No.
he don't get A+ for grade A angeling. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you said, he got a C.
Yeah, he got C+.
He passed.
Yeah, he passed, but C+.
But do you think he started doing his job when he
focused
focused on more of like helping repair their relationship, as far as like the falling together in the snow and the did he start doing his job?
I think that's magic, and that's as opposed to at the end of the day, he's an angel and he could do damn near everything, right? I think his job was to place himself in their world and be able to socially get them together, and it was taking too much time.
Yeah,
and then he lost his way in the middle of that. Hence, he was fumbling. Like even with the ambulance truck with Jeremiah, he used magic to turn the siren on. And the boy was like, "Oh, he never had a siren before."
Oh,
he was bad. He was like, "Oh, I'm moving too fast."
Yeah,
that's magic. Let me try to make this guy feel better by just talking to him. So he put the toy down and then started communicating with the little boy. And he was trying to do that with the parents. And he fell in love and he started fumbling. Yeah. Then at the end, he was like, "All right, let me just clean all my mess by just doing magic."
So he, I'm gonna touch your hand. So he tells Marguerite, stop smoking.
Yeah, that easy.
She stopped
That's
smoking.
magic.
Why couldn't he tell Henry, love your wife?
Right.
That would ruin the movie.
But I think God sent him down there to socially get him to do that.
Okay.
Without the magic. Because he realized, Marguerite is so set in her ways, you're not gonna get her you're not gonna be able to talk her into stop smoking. Let me just take this away from her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to you said, you're right. Pastor Biggs, love your wife.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah. He was trying. I think his job was as an angel to teach them lessons and be able to. In the intern, he lost some lessons too. He learned some lessons as well.
He kind of Forrest Gumped his way through.
Yeah.
The movie.
Now, do y'all think outside of them, right? If we go to Loretta and Gregory, do you think Dudley had a positive impact on their lives and how they were also changed? Because I don't think he was too much helping. What's his name that went to jail? I can't think of his name.
That went to jail? That went to jail?
Yeah. The teenager.
He didn't help him at all.
Billy.
Like he wasn't involved in Billy. Like you get what I'm saying? So it was like the movie still had other dynamics to help create it, you know, but I'm like, dang, he only was supposed to focus on them.
Right.
But because he didn't miss out on John. Was it John? No,
who?
What's his name?
Joe
He didn't miss out on Joe Hamilton. He had an interaction with him, but I think that Loretta was also another main character that didn't really she was just on her own through the
Loretta
whole
Devine,
movie.
but I think all she wanted was to keep
Billy
her job.
to come and Billy to come home.
Oh no! So Loretta, Billy's mom, was so Loretta wasn't Billy's mom. She ended up getting with Saul. Bates.
She had the little babies.
Yeah, she had
all the little kids.
Little cross-eyed
babies. Oh, with the glasses, the little cute
the little adorables.
adorables. Oh my gosh, she was a lamb at the church performance.
Bad. Hilarious. Man, so I want to say this. This is why he gets a C+, because when they were ice skating, this is a hot take. This is one of them tone type takes. I don't know what y'all think. I want y'all to go back and watch the film. When they the scene where Dudley and Julia are ice skating and Jeremiah's on the bench watching them, and the father's trying to get to the ice skating ring, and he keeps catching every light.
Ooh.
Was that Dudley?
Ooh.
Who would have thought
That's a great
that
take.
I might feel like this.
Right.
That's the song was playing.
Trying to get he was trying to get there, and he caught every light. He missed the whole session they were out there, and it had to be there for at least an hour.
Yeah,
skating.
That's a great take. And Reverend Henry even says it like
I'm catching every
Am I only one?
Yeah. Like he was trying.
But again, was he supposed to make it did it need to be that easy though? You get what I'm saying? That your first opportunity of trying, it's like you were trying, but was Dudley's job, even if he was doing it, was he supposed to make it that easy for him? Because it's like if you make a mistake and you just not paying attention to this beautiful woman in your life, am I just supposed to allow you to just come back and then now you don't appreciate her? Was that also a part of Dudley's job? I mean, wrong as it is,
Good
you know,
question.
but he probably was like, you gonna work for this? You gonna work for this?
I mean,
while I enjoy
your wife for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, it almost like we talk about how God works in mysterious ways. There's a portion of me that's like, God was like, yeah, let me send the worst angel down. And he's and
Tone is not messing with Dudley.
Like, let me
Dudley.
send the worst one that we got. The one that ain't even supposed to be angeling. Right? you know, and because I know what he's going to do. I know what type of person he was when he was alive.
Yeah.
He ate a lot and fornicated and was always pushing up on
Wait.
somebody.
How you know that? You done got created
how
a
did
whole
you
backstory. Now,
listen,
not
Dudley
too
was out
much
there
now.
doing this.
Dudley did a good job.
Dudley's a nigga. Like Dudley wanted
trying to smash
he was
Julia?
trying to eat and smash.
No, he wasn't.
Dudley was eating and smashing.
Dudley's job was to remind her that she was capable of receiving the love that she wasn't getting, and his job was to remind the husband that she was capable and deserved to have that, and vice versa.
Yes, bar. Go ahead. That's the bar. But he had to press up on that man's wife first.
It ain't his fault.
That's like
it's not his fault.
It's Whitney Houston,
it's
bro.
Whitney Houston.
True.
Come on.
True. But that's like imagine me and Ja have a mutual friend, right? And their marriage is on the rocks. And I say, you know what, listen, I know how I can say their marriage. Right?
But what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna start pushing up. You know, say let's say her name is Tabitha, right? I know what you're thinking. But listen, I'm gonna go spend some time with Tabitha, and then that's gonna help Jamal realize that Tabitha, and then I'm gonna tell him that he needs to be spending time.
But he told you to take her. He said it.
Yeah, because he don't know that the fix is in. Like he don't know.
He didn't. Trust.
He should have noticed that his wife. Man, first of all, think about this. Regardless of the characters of the movie, it's Whitney Houston.
Facts.
You go to a nice restaurant, it's dim.
Yeah.
And this beautiful and rare human form person gets up there and she look at you and start singing, I believe in you and me.
Yeah. See
what you gonna do?
Oh, see, look at her. You see, he's only did.
I believe that we will be.
Man,
you keep singing. I'm gonna need my own Dudley in here to help me get my marriage back together.
She's serenading this man.
Yeah. And she looked at him.
You gonna get
and you
weak
see the
in your
face
knees.
he made. They zoomed in the camera angle. The shot was like this.
And he was like. And then the words to the song, you will always be the one for me. Oh, yes, she will. Mind you, but she was singing about her husband, but she didn't have her husband to look at. It's Dudley.
So basically, that night was supposed to be their night.
Yeah.
You know, that night, Briscoe would have saw her and him, Henry and Julia. Hey, it's been a long time. How you doing, Pastor? I ain't seen you in a long time. Y'all remember when such and such? Matter of fact, Julia, come up here and sing. She's supposed to go up there and sing
for her husband.
And for her husband.
Because he asked about him. He asked about Henry.
And I know it's a movie. I know it's a movie. But at that moment, we know that Dudley has the power to go out with your wife. Just that subtle thing. He chose to go out with that woman.
See, look at him.
Right? Like
he using his powers against him.
They're taking away the movie.
Like I know, but the practical nature, I really just need us to accept, and then I'll move on. What a horrible angel.
That he's not horrible because he didn't make it easy. That don't make him a horrible angel. He just made him worse.
He made it worse.
He made it worse before he got good.
He made it worse before, he got lucky. He got lucky. And the reason why I say that, I know I sound like a broken record, because it was obvious that Dudley had no plan. He had no plan.
He had a plan. He had a small plan, and then Henry threw it in the fireplace. That book. Remember? Don't forget about the book. He was like, whoa, you done messed up now. Every time he didn't know something, he would go to that. Remember, he kept looking at his notes.
Yeah.
He had a book. He had notes in there.
He's like, why'd you? He was like,
and then he took it and threw it in the fireplace and burned it.
Yeah.
And after that.
But see, that's why I felt like
so
he
you got
wasn't
a Stolly,
supposed to.
man. He had his study book.
And then the first thing on that page was like, leave that man's wife alone. Right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably
Because like if you even think about the title of this movie, the title of
preacher's
this movie
wife.
is like, yo, he's trying to smash the preacher's
if you
wife.
didn't know, I will say this. I agree. If you didn't know what this movie was about, what the film was about, and you saw the title said "The Preacher's Wife,"
Yeah.
the first thing comes to my
Sound
mind
damn near
is
pornographic.
What
if you
happened
see-
to the preacher's wife?
Mm-hmm.
or look at the cover, "The Preacher's Wife." Here, Courtney B. Vance,
Mm-hmm.
Whitney Houston, and on top, above them is Denzel Washington.
Look, that's the title. Like it's obvious.
It do look like he trying to
It's
come and sneak
obvious.
in like
Yes.
slide,
It's obvious.
That's crazy.
It's obvious.
like coming
So-
into their life.
Hey, crazy. Hey, family outside.
Like it looked like you
watching
know I'm gonna smash your mama.
this. Yes,
Right? Like
I'm on my way.
like, that's the whole vibe.
The Preacher's Wife.
Merry Christmas. I'm smashing your wife.
Dang.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Dudley.
The Preacher's Wife, and then Merry Christmas, Dudley.
Mhm.
Real quick, let's talk about Jeremiah real quick, the son.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he was a perfect son.
He was.
He was good.
He was
He was cute enough. He was inarticulate enough.
Yeah.
Like-
Even with his
Like
lazy
you couldn't
tongue.
really understand.
Mommy,
you couldn't.
it's Dudley. Like
Yeah.
who, baby?
He loved this nigga Hakeem. He was like,
Yeah.
that's my nigga Hakeem, man.
Hakeem.
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 Yeah.
He was smart,
He was
man.
pouring out some apple juice for Hakeem. Like
pouring
that
out
was,
some apple juice.
Yeah.
Squeezing out some Capri Sun for Hakeem, man.
And that's how bad a preacher that Henry was. You couldn't take Hakeem in.
You couldn't.
You doing
What?
all of this.
He
and you
didn't.
mean to tell
Wait,
me
did
you
he
can-
say no?
He didn't say no. The conversation never came to the end. He was like, "Is he staying forever?"
Mhm.
He says, "Well, he's going to stay until New Year's, and then we'll see."
Yeah. Yeah.
But bro, take Hakeem in.
Take Hakeem
he,
in.
He live across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known him since he was his whole life.
He don't eat much.
He don't eat much. He quiet. He quiet.
Right.
He's a good
Don't do
kid.
him.
Because even when the CPS came, and Jeremiah was like, Hakeem, you can hide.
Mhm.
Hakeem was like,
Nah, man, I'm a real one.
I'm a real one. I'm gonna take my sentence like a man,
Yep.
and I'm not gonna go against the rules. I gotta leave.
Mhm.
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
So Hakeem is probably the better kid.
How come Dudley didn't do nothing for Hakeem?
He did. At the end when he came back, I think that was him.
He could have saved Hakeem some trouble. He could have.
Oh my
he could have.
gosh.
He could have.
You just
he
wanted
coulda
Dudley
put
to
his
be
hand on
laying
Henry
hands on
and be like, listen,
everybody.
Dang.
Keep Hakeem.
Hey,
Right? Like, you know.
his mission was
His mission was not to lay hands.
the preacher and his wife.
His mission was the preacher's wife.
Hey,
That was
the crazy thing about it is, why is it called the preacher's wife?
Yep. Because it's a
It's
cautionary
about the
tale.
He
preacher's wife.
He came as Pastor Henry Biggs' assistant.
Mhm.
That's what he came.
Why
as.
isn't it the preacher? Why isn't the movie called Helping the Preacher?
Why isn't it called the Biggs?
Yeah.
No.
And why is
because
their
it's
last name Biggs in the first place?
the preacher's wife. That's what it's about.
It's-
Because she was the one who changed everything.
This movie is a cautionary tale
Oh God.
Hey,
about.
If I didn't,
This movie is a cautionary tale about letting handsome guys
Around your woman.
spend time with your woman.
Y'all heard
There's
him. Don't
no
hide
way.
your kids, hide your wife.
pastor or not, there's no way that this is a real. This is why the movie. I love the movie, but this is unrealistic. No pastor, no matter how busy he is,
Mhm.
is letting someone like Denzel Washington or
Yes.
Denzel-ish Washington
Yes.
come into the crib, hang around the house all the time, wearing the same damn suit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Change,
He
though.
never
Never
nobody
He
talked
was an
about.
angel though. So was the angel supposed to change
But
clothes?
they didn't believe him. Like he was telling, like
I'm saying from the big man upstairs.
there's a version of this script that it gets revealed that Dudley's a psychopath, right? Like you know,
All right, so
there's a guy that shows
No.
up like at the post credit scene with a picture of Dudley. Have you guys seen this man? And they was like, yeah, he was just here. Is everybody okay? Yeah, this is what this guy does. He's the preacher's wife slayer. He goes from
The
town to town,
preacher's wife.
finding preachers.
Detroit,
You are just
Cincinnati,
not messing with
Indianapolis.
Dudley.
This is a
That's
man-
what he does.
but his
Dudley
name
did his job.
is
He's
Dudley.
a serial smasher.
It's Dudley in New Jersey, and in Detroit, his name is Cedric.
Yeah, exactly.
In New York, his name is Armando.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what he does. He got a fetish for smashing preachers' wives.
He didn't even smash though. I don't think he had a fetish.
He didn't. Here's the thing. No,
He would have.
No, he an angel. He couldn't have.
he never would have. But the kind of looks they were giving each other was like sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Infatuation.
Yeah. So and that could be worse. You know what I'm saying? You just said it earlier. You was like, that emotional connection is
No,
way
because
stronger.
I can be infatuated with somebody that I just look at. I ain't got to talk to him.
No, but it was bigger than that. We know she wasn't just attracted to him because when she first met him, it wasn't like she was like, the mom was, but she wasn't even talking about his looks.
She was calling him
I'm
handsome.
saying that, right, but I'm talking about physical from a distance infatuation, right? Then it's infatuated where you start getting emotionally attached to people.
Yeah.
Then it's that type of infatuation. I'm separating them if it could be separated.
Because
I'm talking about emotional infatuation, emotional attachment. I think they had that even at the church at the end. At the church when he got fired and came back to the church, they had that stare.
Mm-hmm.
They kissed.
That's what makes
without
it
kissing.
Yeah, I was about that's what I said.
Yeah.
And then she came back and gave him a proper friendly kiss, but even that was sensual as hell. With the hand on the chest, kiss him on the cheek, and dipped off.
Because remember, we're
he's
still
a preacher's
dealing
wife.
with a preacher's wife.
Yeah.
Right? What do we know about preacher's wives? And then we got to get into some awards. But what do we know about preacher's wives? They are politically perfect. Right? To be the matriarch of a church,
you have to have no stains.
You have to be the standard for which all other women in the church are going to abide by. Right? The preacher's wife rarely lets her hair down. You rarely see her step out of character. She's very much like a congresswoman or a politician.
Right.
So a preacher's wife, by nature, is not going to immediately respond to the physical attraction
of another man.
Right? But what happens in this movie, to no one's alarm but her mother, is the amount of time that she spends with Dudley. It gets her at an emotional state.
She broke down.
Right.
It got her.
Yeah.
Lunches, taking son shopping, ice skating.
Because you know Henry ain't hitting that. You know,
oh no.
You know they ain't.
So
it ain't no Wednesday hump day.
She ain't getting no real pipe.
She ain't getting no.
He's too busy.
She ain't getting no
Pastor
pipe.
Biggs.
Yeah, Pastor Biggs is climbing into bed every night at 10:45 with a sigh.
Say that.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe a little forehead kiss.
Yeah.
And I'm
God bless you, baby.
God bless you. I gotta wake up early in the morning for intercessory. You know what I mean? Like,
no sliding.
No,
May the Lord bless you and keep you.
Yes.
Listen, the one boy is an accident, obviously.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, they had no other, he slid, that was a birthday sex right there.
That's why
birthday baby.
The last time they smashed, she got pregnant. And that was, they had spent a night at Jazzy's. And that's why he was bugging. He was like, you went to Jazzy's?
Last night?
Because
you know what happened after we left Jazzy's?
Exactly.
Man.
That's the part of the story that we missing. That every time they have sex, it's after a night at Jazzy's.
After Jazzy's.
Right.
Because, like I said earlier, sometimes the church, it keeps people from understanding and remembering that they are human.
Right.
Outside of what you saying.
So they start doing stuff that's out of character. But it's just within their nature.
Yeah.
You know
because I mean, like the rumor is that I don't want to say that church girls are easy because that's not true.
They're not easy.
But they're gettable.
Yeah.
Right? Because they spend so much time
bottled
being
up.
Pious. Right?
Being pious.
And not being
free. To decide not to.
Yeah.
When they finally have
with fun, just to experience with fun.
Like,
it's like
fun.
You're like in the military. Like people that go to church like that are in the military.
My pops used to blaze, man. I ain't blazed in years since I was a kid. So I smoke weed, that is. I don't smoke. My father smoked. Everybody in my family smoked. My dad was like, well, my brothers used to be, why don't you smoke with pops? If you're going to smoke with dad. I could have smoked with my pops, but I didn't. I had that freedom to choose. I decided not to smoke no more. I chose that years and years and years ago. Just because I didn't feel like I had to hide it. It wasn't taboo. It wasn't like something I had to sneak.
Right.
It was something I did for myself. It wasn't forbidden. Some people want to do something when it's forbidden. They still want to do it.
Right.
Somebody.
So, but I feel like with preachers' kids, PK kids, PKs, you'd be like, those would be the worst ones.
Yeah.
She a preacher's son. She a preacher daughter.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So she be sneaking you around and doing. She with it. She with the business because she's so used to being pent up and pious, smothered. That she finally lets her hair down, sometimes in the worst way.
Yep.
What is it called? Not smothered. Also, but
protected.
the other word for like
overbearing, smothered.
Sheltered.
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 That's what I'm looking for.
Getting sheltered.
Sheltered. Yes.
Let's get into some awards.
Boom.
Who's the MVP of The Preacher's Wife? Now, when I say MVP, what character do you think is most important or has the greatest impact on the movie? Who's the MVP of The Preacher's Wife?
Mm-hmm.
Whitney Houston.
You think Whitney Houston?
I think Whitney Houston. And I say Whitney, not just because she's Whitney, but I feel like when y'all talk about character development, I think she had the most.
Yeah.
Because hers was, they all had roller coasters and they all learned a lot of lessons. But I think when it comes to matters of the heart and still, because movies are to encourage and inspire, right? So I think her job as the preacher's wife was to share with the world that character, that it's okay to be human, it's okay to have fun, it's okay to admit when you're wrong, and it's okay to go through life and still keep your husband uplifted, your marriage strong, and your church strong, and sing while doing it and keep your family together. And I think that was portrayed great by her.
I dig it.
Who's your MVP?
MVP is typically, I would say, you would think people would probably say Dudley. I don't think so.
Not him.
No, not Tone for sure. No. You said Mistletoe? Mistletoe ain't rocking with Dudley at all. I think it is Julia, Whitney Houston's character, because of this. Dudley lost his way, and he did some things I'm sure that he wasn't supposed to do. I don't think she did anything that she wasn't supposed to do. I think that this by her husband putting Dudley in certain positions, she probably kind of bended a little bit with the flirtation with the eyes, with the affection, but she never gave in. Like when even when the mom was saying something to her, she was like, don't do that. I don't like this. You better watch yourself. And she like, oh, mama, and walked away. Almost was like, mama, I'm not gonna. Oh, she said this is what she said. She says, I can window shop, but I don't have to buy.
Yeah. That's
And
some cheaters say.
yeah. No, not that because she ain't a cheater yet.
Right.
But she's saying, but
it's a justification.
it's nothing wrong. Like if I find out that my wife has ever flirted with a guy that she'll never see again, some people are just flirts.
Yeah.
Case in point, my brother-in-law, we were at dinner in Atlanta. My sister is right here. You know what I'm saying? And he's literally flirting with a waitress in front of all of us. And she like, oh, he a flirt. He a flirt. And so that's just him. Tori has always been that since I've known him since I was a young dude. But like, according to her, she never had no issues with him. They've been married for over 20-something years.
Right.
He's
That's
a
a
dedicated
blessing.
father, dedicated husband, but he's always been like that since college.
Yeah.
He's always been like
That's who he is.
You know what I'm saying?
But do you
So-
sometimes just to add, you can keep explaining, as men, do you think that flirting and friendly fall into the same category?
I'm friendly. I don't be flirting.
Yeah, I don't. I am very friendly. It's a part of my personality.
Yeah.
Could it be mistaken for flirting?
100%.
For sure.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but I do not do it in front of my wife.
You don't be friendly?
So you judging Dudley and you behind closed doors?
No.
going on?
First of all, I'm not an angel. I'm not.
Yes.
Here's what like I used to get in trouble early in our marriage for being too friendly. Right? Because like that just was my personality. So like if we were out at a
Restaurant,
club or bar or something like that, and I'm at, I don't just sit there and wait for my drink. I might sit and be like, you having fun? Who you here with? Those your girls? Okay, I see y'all.
Well, I feel like this, like,
and then what happens is that the people that I met, they go, he's cool. Now they done follow me back to where my people are. And my wife was like, who you done met? Who you done met? So like I had to like stop meeting people, because of that. Now, I have a certain charm that I love to pour rounds of charm for the ladies that I work with, the ladies that I interact with. But it's really just about like, let me charm you. Flirting, I think, approaches the line. I think you can be charming with women and be far away from the line.
Right.
I think flirting has a certain intent.
Mhm.
And the reason why I think flirting is dangerous is because it can turn on a dime into a real opportunity.
And now you're not like, oh shit, she with it like that.
She with it. I was just playing around, and now, depending upon where you are, if you've had some alcohol in your system, that's how those kind of mistakes happen.
Boom.
So I stay far away from that. I'll be charming as hell, but like I don't approach that line.
Me and my wife used to date, and I do the same thing with everybody. I talk to people, especially at restaurants, but she's not a jealous chick, so she never it never was an issue. But she was always like, "You a flirt?" I'm like, "All right, you're a flirt." How do I flirt? So you flirt all the time with women right in front of me. And I was like, but she said it like not like she's pissed off, but she's noticed. I said, no. This is like our first probably year of us dating. And I was like, no, I'm not, because I'm like, hey, what's your name? Or I read the name tag on the waitress now, but I just say something about her, and she started laughing and said, I'm like, so what you think? What's your favorite? This is what's your favorite? This I asked this, and now 8 years later, she's like, oh, I realized that's just who you are.
Yeah.
I do the same thing with male waiter. Hey, bro, yo, Mike, man, what's your favorite? If you sit down with us right now, what would you eat? But with a female, like, so what's your favorite? What's that get? What's your favorite? And so she should think that was flirting. That was just me just being me.
Yeah.
I do that with everybody.
Me and my wife have gotten comfortable enough for me to be like, baby, look at her ass.
Yeah.
Comfortable enough. That's off rip. I'm looking at, wow. Like, I'd be like, hey.
Yeah, real, hey.
But like some people, I feel
that
bad for
takes
them.
work.
They can't have that kind of relationship
it's
with
a certain
spouse.
type of man that can do that. It is a certain type of man and not be disrespectful. Because some men will be like, yeah, baby, she do got a booty. And then they'll grab yours or something and still make you feel confident and comfortable, right? Even though you already have it. Some men be like,
my mom, she cool with this, so she might be cool with that. Like, no, don't abuse the confidence that you and your wife have.
We took the family to the beach, and it was some LA beach, and there was like a whole flock of like the most incredible women I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Right, like just a whole flock,
a platoon of them,
and I said, baby, them bitches is so fine. Right? Like, you know what I mean? I said, look at them. Look at each one of them in the face. Right? And we must have laughed for like 30 minutes about how fine they were.
Just for no reason. Just randomly at the beach.
And I felt so happy that like I didn't have to pretend.
Eyes front, mister.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, and I think the thing is that by bringing her into this, like, look at what I'm dealing with as a man, right? Like, you know, like I love you and you're beautiful. You're the only person for me.
Absolutely.
But there's a harem of vixens.
There's a harem of vixens.
They are over there. Just
the devil
around.
has sent all 7 of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And Dudley, the flock of one was Whitney. So you can't even judge him.
A flock of her.
Like I'm trying to defend Dudley so bad.
My MVP is Marguerite.
Ooh.
I think she's the MVP because she's very specific at a very specific moment in the movie. She says to Julia, get your ish together. I don't like this. Calling you out. And then immediately tells Dudley, walk me next door. And on the walk to next door, she sets him straight too.
Yeah.
Right?
Dang.
So like,
that's a good one.
Right at that moment. So everything else that happens is a ripple effect of Marguerite being like, stop.
Intervention. Yeah, she intervened.
Because she saw the angel and her daughter about to ruin their lives.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, at least the angel, he don't have no life no more. He's a spirit. But he saw, that's a mom. She's a flirt because she flirted with him big time.
Yeah, called him handsome.
But when it's all said and done, she's a mom. She's a former wife, you know, and she had to protect her daughter from herself. Wow. I like that. That was dope. And protect him from himself too.
I get what you're saying now.
Yep.
I get why you kind of hate Dudley a little bit. He went from charming to flirting.
Bam.
I'm following. I'm picking up what you put down.
Yeah.
Mistletoe.
Ice
skating. He went too far.
Was Jazzy's before or after ice skating?
It was
After. Jazzy's was after because she didn't
Yeah.
sing before that.
He was charming when he was ice skating
Right.
with the fam.
Because it was fun.
Mhm.
After Jazzy's, flirting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the
Ooh.
LVP? Who's the LVP of The Preacher's Wife? The character that like either was the dumbest, the worst performance, the least impactful. Who's the LVP of The Preacher's Wife?
Had a chill. I'm so sorry.
I would say Billy. I hate the fact that I don't like dumb kids, man. I don't like dumb people. Like, Billy, get up out of there, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Billy's a waste of
you
screen
did
time.
nothing wrong, so just walk away.
Yeah.
He was sitting there watching a shootout. The dude turned around and shot at the store, got in the car, and drove off. You sitting there like this.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. You might be like, ooh, check it out. But like there was people out on the streets. Did no one say that Billy didn't
Did nobody
do it?
say he didn't do it?
So that little part, I think that was only there to help push the story of Pastor Briggs trying to do better for the community.
Oh.
Like because he was stupid. He was Billy. I mean, he didn't deserve jail time. Of course, he was innocent. But like, get up out of there. But we didn't need that.
Mm-hmm.
Or keep that, or maybe the kids at the shelter, the kids at the not the shelter, but like the Boys and Girls Club that got closed down. Like we didn't.
Wasn't Shaheem in it?
Shaheem was there. Shaheem, LVP. No disrespect. Shaheem should have been Billy.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Who's your LVP?
I don't think I have one. Do I have to have one?
You don't have.
You don't have to, but think of, or just think of someone in the movie that did not need to be there.
Oh man, I don't want to get rid of her, but Loretta.
Loretta Devine. I was the only reason why I'm
love
okay with
Loretta.
I love
though,
Loretta.
but-
Real quick take. Loretta. Loretta is always in her movies. She's always she's a woman that dudes want.
Yeah.
Like you see her and she move like dudes.
And she always act like she don't want him back.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Like
That goes
but
to
she-
show you that them down home style women like Loretta Devine, dudes
Yeah.
be one of those. They like
And Loretta is always DTF.
yes, she down, she with the business.
She's always
Mhm.
Loretta is. I'll make you some black eyed peas. Come on over here. Yeah.
Yo, she did. She
Yeah.
was. What do you cook? Just some collard greens, cornbread.
Yeah,
Like,
catfish. Like damn, man.
Exactly.
Yes,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
that'll
you
have a dude
cooking.
coming over and falling
Yeah.
asleep and waking up inside some buns.
Mhm.
Now, if
Yeah.
it was okay, so that it would be her character.
Yeah.
I
The
would say.
LVP is obviously Dudley.
No, he was good, man.
He's all like
He was a
without him being so bad, of course, this movie doesn't work, right?
He needed to be
But
bad.
like, if you go like pound for pound, like tail of the tape, like he's really, really bad at his job, right? Like he's inexplicably bad. Like
he's super new.
like Gabriel must be his daddy. Like he must, like, you know, like he's a nepo hire, right? Like, you know, there's no reason. He's like Trump's kids, right? Like, you know, like he just inherited.
Listen,
He's really bad.
he's
Get
a
off
first time
Dudley,
angel.
man.
He's a first time
He
angel.
don't understand magic.
Right.
How you gonna be an angel and don't understand magic?
He ain't had no book.
When he didn't have a book.
He tried. That now listen. Most toys back in the day always made noise.
Mhm.
A siren.
Always. They always had
It's
it.
the ambulance with just lights, no siren.
They ain't had the money. Come on, now
That's
he
typically not the
assumed they
case.
had enough money to buy a truck with some sirens on it. He tried.
I get it. Let's give out
Some fists.
Some fists. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 black fists, meaning The Preacher's Wife is an all-time classic, to 1, which is
Okay, they made a movie.
They made a movie.
Big deal.
How
What
many
is-
fists do you give The Preacher's Wife?
I have to give 5.
You give it a
Mhm.
5?
Yes.
I
It's
have
all-time.
to.
I
I have to
it's
because
your movie.
It's your film.
it's inspired me too much, from singing to memories with my mother, my grandmother. It was a staple of our household, and I didn't know what they were talking about as a kid of
Right.
relationships, but watching it as an adult, that lets me know marriages can work and people go through things. And when I did start going to church, it was an evolution for me as well with the things that I experienced. So for me, it's like, is formidable in my life.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get
And those songs I still perform today. So it's like I have to give it a 5. And I mean, it's so fun. People think
There you go.
How many fish you give it?
4.
4?
4. It's a very good movie. I rewatched it. I enjoyed it. There's a couple things I would critique, and that's like, you know, he was so oblivious to his wife. I don't know how like, especially living in the house now. I know husbands that be on the road a lot, that travel a lot, they are not there physically, but he lives in the house with her every day, and he just had no clue. It was a little far-fetched of a story, but I enjoyed it. The performances were dope. I think it's a star cast: Jennifer Lewis, Courtney B. Vance, Whitney Houston, Denzel Washington, Lionel Richie, Loretta Devine. It was dope. The little dude killed it. I'll give it a strong 4.
Okay, so I'm giving this movie,
oh Lord,
3 black fists.
Ooh.
It should be a 4.
Okay,
and I understand why it's a 5. This is going to sound racist, but it's not intended to be racist. It's just a fact. I think the fact that Penny Marshall directed it, there lacks an understanding of culture that might have made some of this stuff more believable, right? Black people don't let people just come in their lives like that, right?
Right.
And just with free passes. A free pass to hang out with my wife.
In the upstairs with my son. A free pass
to be in my... There's a hierarchy to church. You gotta be a usher, a junior deacon, a deacon before you get that level of access to the preacher.
And it was a mega church.
Right. It's so you can't just come off the street and be like, I'm the pastor's assistant. There are people that have been toting and doting on the pastor for years. Right? And I think that a black director would understand that. And understand that, like, you can't just parachute into this institution and get this level of access.
Right.
Right? And so I think that a black director would understand that and would have better positioned Dudley to either be more of an outsider or justification as to why he's an insider.
Right.
And so I think the lack of that cultural cues, because to be a black movie, it's not very black. Aside from
the music, the singing, and jazzies.
Aside from the music and singing and the setting, like, like of course Marguerite. Marguerite
she makes it black,
very authentic.
Yeah.
I think a director would have handled this a little bit better.
This would have been more. It would have felt more like soul food.
Yep.
Soul food had so much soul in it. Everybody was real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
my vote.
Okay. The 3.
Got a 3, 4, 5.
A 3, 4, 5.
Valid point.
Man, this is dope. Thank you, Sister Monique. Quick time. Give me, if you can give us one with uninterrupted. This you singing something. It don't gonna be long. It could be 10 seconds worth of something.
Joy, joy, God's great joy, 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 down in my soul, sweet, beautiful, soul-saving joy, oh, joy in my soul.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes, indeed.
Listen, I'm going to find out who your significant other is. And I'm going to send him a DM and just be like, just look out for niggas named Dudley. Right? Just because
Dudley coming.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
he got a gray suit on.
As great as a woman as she is, there was not enough shade towards Dudley from me.
That's
you know what I mean?
So she was
listen, she's loyal. You got yourself a good woman, man, but just be on the lookout.
Look,
man.
mine ain't no Henry. He gonna come in there with
Hey,
Bo's gonna be thrown.
That's hilarious. Hey,
ain't no Dudleys in my life.
No Dudleys in my life.
No Dudleys.
Dudley though.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, that's it for this week, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in with us, man. Thank you for pulling up, Sister Monique.
Thank you for having me.
And blessing us with the vocals.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Yes, indeed. I'm your host, Big John, along with my co-host,
Mistletoe.
And this was The Preacher's Wife. and we are out.
About to put somebody's wife under the mistletoe.
Man,
like my man Dudley.
Like Dudley. Man, he wanted, man. Hilarious. Catch us next time, man. Be good or be good at it, man. Be out of here. Pum to the max.
BlackBusters.